What have we just witnessed?
Woohoo! 3 brilliant, magnificent overs of death bowling. When they needed 27 of 19, you had no business botching it up or winning that for both the teams.
And how many wickets left?
Lots of wickets, 7 wickets left.
6 or 7 wickets left.
Yes. 7. But the over from Teen Natarajan, after being hit for a 6, Shimron Hetmeyer fell. Then what a sensational over from Pat Cummins.
Pat Cummins bowling in the death gave away 7 runs and got a wicket.
7 runs given away by him. 18th over Teen Natarajan, 5 runs given away by him.
Yes.
So 12 runs in the last
14 runs
in the penultimate and the over before that, and in the last over 13 runs to protect.
And Bhuvi somehow managed to defend 12 runs. Already in the 16th over, you had seen how Marco Jansen had really given the advantage to Rajasthan Royals. Wides, edges, force. You all felt okay. Rajasthan are going to 18 and they are making it the first team to get the queue in front of them. But no, there is now an even longer queue now.
Behind, because now suddenly if you're looking at that points table, man alive, it is getting very crowded. Also, something that we haven't really mentioned, this win keeps Sunrisers Hyderabad alive in the reckoning.
It's now taken them to 14 points.
12 points.
No, they're on 12, right?
Yes.
They
were on 10. They were on 10. Now they've jumped to 12.
Oh, yes.
So that means there are 3 teams now. They are logged in on 12 points.
And one of them plays tomorrow.
Them plays tomorrow. KKR. And by the way, KKR are the only team that have a game in hand. The other two have already played 10 games each. KKR with 9 games have 12 points. The other 2 teams being Lucknow and SRH. Chennai had the opportunity yesterday, but they let it go past them. So the stable is only becoming more interesting. Rajasthan, though, with this defeat, which is only their second defeat.
Second defeat. And that too, both have win of the last ball.
Correct.
Look at that.
GT versus RR in Savai Mansingh. Rashid
Khan, yes, 4 on the offside.
2 of 1 ball, same in that. Here, 2 runs were needed of 1 ball, but Rovman Powell missed a dipping full toss from Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. It kind of gave me Shardul Thakur vibes of 2019.
80 or 90.
Rasid Malinga bowling dipping full toss. Shardul, he just had one basic thing to do, get bat on ball, missed it. Plum LBW that time, no referral for an LBW. So, Rajasthan Royals, I think somewhere down the line, they had to lose one before the playoffs, because as we have been saying off air also, if Rajasthan Royals don't lose in the league stages that much, they'll have one big loss in the playoffs and everything will be on.
And that one big loss can be a confidence killer, because again, suppose say for instance their form right now is still good enough that they can be qualifying in the top 2, which means they'll reach qualifier 1. Now if they'd won today's game, remain unbeaten through the league stage campaign with only 1 loss really that they had registered, then you're thinking, listen, either in qualifier 1 or the final or qualifier 2, depending on where you make it, a big loss is coming, and that big loss can be a tournament killer. At that point, it won't matter how many games you won in the past, as we Indian fans can only so rightly attest to.
Exactly, but this win for Sunrisers Hyderabad has put a big dampener to the likes of Chennai Super Kings and Delhi Capitals, because they needed RR to win this so that it would become easier for the others. But now, the one team that faces a very tricky predicament at this point in time is Kolkata Knight Riders. I'll tell you why. They have to win both their games versus Mumbai, which is no easy task. But the other game which could determine your top 4, I think that one game which will determine is KKR LSG at Ekana.
But see, I still am more confident taking on LSG. You know why? Because in Lucknow, the pitches in recent times have been a little on the slower side. You have 2 spinners, one of whom, has been great throughout the season. Varun last game against Delhi got a bit of a spinning track, was making the ball sing and dance. So if you give that sort of a track, I would be very confident going into that match. The only games that give me a little bit of jitters is MI, and that has nothing to do with that points table, because on form KKR should be steamrolling them in both games. The point is that KKR have a torrid record against MI.
23-9.
Yeah.
23-9, and that too Mumbai hold the biggest winning streak against an opposition 8-0. And the last time Kolkata Knight Riders did a double on MI was 2022.
Yeah, and before that the last double was 2014.
8 years later. So that's why that's going to be interesting. But coming back to this game, okay, एक ही नाम तो हम सबको सुनाई देता है, which is India, okay. there were 3 players that we had to look out for today. Okay.
All from the Rajasthan Royals camp, incidentally.
Yeah, Yuzvendra Chahal, if you look at it, tore at times. 0-62. No wickets for 62 runs in 4 overs. Sanju Samson, undone by a beaut from Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. First
Bronze
ball
duck. No, not first ball, 3 balls. First ball duck you're thinking of is Josh Butler.
Josh Butler, yes. Today, 2 out of your top 3, they fell for ducks. Wow, first ball duck by Josh Butler. And by the way, he's also gonna leave after 18th or the 19th because...
Yeah, 19th is the last league stage game of the tournament. It's like it's Sunday, so it's a double-header day. But the second match of the day, which is the last, is RR versus KKR.
I think they are not there in that because the ECB have told that all the players should be there before the weekend so that they can prepare for the Pakistan T20.
That means potentially for RR, there's going to be no Josh Butler. For KKR, there will be no Phil Salt.
Yes. So, but the replacements are there. For RR, it's a Tom collar captain.
For KKR, it's Ramanullah Gurbaz.
Yes, Gurbaz. So that's why that's going to be a big thing. So Sanju Samson, undone by a brilliant television movie. But the only silver lining was Yashasvi Jaiswal showing the form. 67 of 40.
30 ball 50 for him.
30 ball 50. And Riyan Parag.
Man, what an innings. And I feel kind of bad for him that it's actually an innings that few will remember now because of the way the match ended. But both him and Jaiswal really steadied the ship. I mean, they were none for 2. Let's be very honest. They were not looking in a good predicament at one point in time. And from there to not only, let's say, steady the innings, but take them to a point from where they shouldn't have lost.
The game,
27 of 19. You're pinning the match 9.5 times out of 10 on the team that is chasing.
Yeah, just let us look at the full commentary. This thing, Pawan, I want to see what was the position. Okay, full commentary.
Full commentary.
Go up. There you see besides
highlights.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. RR innings. Go to RR innings. There. SRH. RR.
Yes.
RR. Go down. Go right down. Okay. Now I want to see from over number 16. Even down.
Slightly down.
There it is.
Now, just go up a
bit. See, 160 for 4. That means they needed 41 runs. 42 runs.
Of 4 overs. And after that, go up.
See, Jansen's over was an expensive one.
Jansen's over was 15. Okay. So they needed 27 of 18. They had
6 wickets in hand.
Yes.
And who's on strike? A Shimron Hetmeyer and a Robman Pal.
Yep.
One batting at a strike rate of 100, a little over 100, and the other, let's just say, around 170.
Okay. Now, 21 needed of 17 with 6 wickets in hand. How do you manage to botch it up? Because a dot ball, he gets out to a full toss. Even Hetmeyer got out to a full toss from T. Natarajan. And the catch was taken by Marco Jansen. And followed it up with 2 other further good deliveries. Which meant that, okay, 20 of 12, but with 5 wickets remaining. Still in this modern era of T20Is, you shouldn't lose. But out of syllabus came a Patrick James Cummins. For KKR, he was woeful in any position that he bowled in.
Yeah, he was a better batter for us than he ever was a bowler.
Yeah.
Go up a bit.
And 5 runs.
He gave away, by the way, the 7 runs. He gave away just 1 single, and for the first 5 balls, that was the only runs he gave. He got a wicket first ball, then a single,
a 6,
and then that's 8. Nothing thereafter. The 6 also came. By the way, if it was not for that 6, then the loss margin would have been much higher.
And he would have given away what? Then 1 run in the
or
over.
Maybe 2 runs if he got a single, 3 runs if a double. But other than that, that's even with the 6, 7 runs in the 19th over is phenomenal.
And also 18th. So that meant 14.
And what is the key there? It took us back to, let's say, the days that I remember Robman Pal playing for the Delhi Capitals. He just could not read the cutters.
Yes.
Robman Pal could not read spinners. The one thing that every opposition team would do when Robman Pal be at the crease, just put anyone, just put any spinner over there and the job's done.
Yeah.
Cutters was his Achilles heel back then. Today as well, very well studied, very well executed.
Constant barrage of
Not
cutters.
a single, and there you see the time that, in the last over that Bhuvi missed the mark and didn't take the pace off, the ball went to the rope.
Yes. And SRH were also fighting yet another thing. Slow over rate, only 4 fielders.
Exactly. That's what makes it all the more interesting that they could battle, because again, see, Bhuvaneshwar, first ball to Ashwin gets a single. Then there's 12 runs needed. That's still 3 boundaries. It's a pretty gettable. He got a boundary of the 3rd ball, if memory serves me right. Got a double, then got that boundary with the paddle sweep kind of shot. But after that, again, only runs. He was not able to get the boundaries. But still, you're thinking 2 runs off 1 ball. I remember off camera discussing with these guys saying, please God, let it not be a super over. Let, for all I care, let Roman Powell be dismissed and let SRH win by 1 run. Yikes.
Or rather, Roman Powell hits a boundary, let SRH win over, RR win on the last.
Yeah, anything. Just don't let it be a super over, because I could not have stood a super over, but man.
But today there were 2 things in this game. One, and Ashwin running a tight 2. Normally you don't see that. But today Cummins nailing Yorkers.
Yeah.
Cummins was nailing the Yorker, which is like, man, that guy.
But the thing is, again, see, he's very inconsistent when it comes to nailing the Yorkers, which is why I thought, see, if you look at the first couple of balls which he had got dot balls of Powell, both were cutters.
Yeah.
When was the problem? When he decided in the final ball, rather than try a cutter, he tried to bowl a Yorker, ended up putting it in the slot.
Yeah.
What happened then? 6. Because I thought if he bowled another cutter, he would have got 1-2 runs, because Powell is a power hitter.
Yeah.
He's waiting for that pace on the ball so that he can tonk.
He gets it, last ball, whacks it over, extra cover.
Extra cover, yeah.
The second time in the last over, when Bhuvi misses his length bit, where he knows that was smart batting on his part. Very smart batting, because he knew what the field set was, and the idea was to, again, very risky shot though, but perfect execution from him. It just plays a little, goes down on his knee, plays that shot on the leg side, higher risk shot. But let's now, in fact, we've tried summing the match up over the last 10-15 minutes. Let's talk about the World Cup bound players. That has been much of the focus over the last couple of days. Now, the World Cup bound players, there were 3 of them, all in the Rajasthan team. Only one of them coming out with flying colours, and that's Yashasvi Jaiswal. You could argue that he too was slow to begin with, but I think that argument isn't that watertight, because of the sole reason you were 0 for 2. You needed somebody to consolidate, and even then he got you a 30 ball 50.
Which is not slow.
Which is not slow, by the way. Not slow.
See,
the other two, and that's where that'll be our point of discussion. Sanju Samson getting out on an in swinger,
due for a failure.
and the other one,
Yuzi
Chahal, his most expensive spell in the IPL.
But then see, before I come to Sanju and Yuzi, we'll devote a significant time on that. See, today's match, what was the common thing? Both teams didn't get off a good start in the power play. This was an anti-power play kind of a pitch. The harder the ball, it was easier for you to score. That's why there was swing, there was a bit of bounce, there was a bit of zip. And that is why SRH, normally power play giants, they struggled. RR today, okay, they made it off 10 runs, but they lost 2 wickets. They were going at 10 per over, but they lost 2 wickets. So, going ahead, it was actually getting difficult. Now, Sanju Samson, because why I want to say is with the harder ball, he got undone by an in-swinger. Okay, perfect in-swinger from Bhuvi, landing it on that good length area, swinging it back in late, Sanju late on the stroke. And
one thing though, both teams found it difficult to play at the start. With the new ball, it was moving around a bit, you saw that in-swinger. But you said the exact opposite. Big game easier to bat on later on, because you see the kind of flourish that Nitish Reddy and Klaasen had towards the end, and even here, I think with SRS though, I think the execution was much better at the 10th, but I don't quite think it became easier, because see, where are most of the runs being scored across both the innings? It was after the power play got over, so perhaps it was that new swinging ball that both teams found it difficult to contend with, then scoring became easy.
Yeah, that's what I said. But actually, if you look at it, compare with SRH's power play, they were going at about 7. Here they went at 10, Rajasthan Royals. But the unfortunate thing was they had lost 2 wickets.
Yes.
That's the why, but still they maintained 10.
They maintained 10.
And at 13.1 at 141, they were odds-on favourites to win.
Yeah.
But, okay, now on the Sanju Samson bit. In the press conference, okay, what was mentioned about Sanju Samson?
He could bat anywhere.
He could bat anywhere. Now, in the Indian cricket team setup, you're not seeing a Sanju Samson bat at number 3 unless Yashasvi Jaiswal is not picked, Rohit and Virat open, and then you will see Sanju bat up at number 3.
Even then, I think it will probably be Sky who bats at 3.
Yeah, because then you'll want to bat maybe a Shivam Dubey
at 4.
At 4.
or a 5.
Or possibly bring Rishabh Pant
I would
and
say
make him
is
bat at
that-
number 5. He mentioned, by the way, that Pant bats at number 5 for Delhi at times.
Yes.
So he kept. See, both the options are open. While my understanding is, I think the inclination you got from Rohit Sharma was that yes, he may have said that Sanju can bat lower down the order, but where is that space lower down the order? For Rishabh Pant, he said he bats at 5. He bats at 4 also, but he said he bats at number 5. And that for me is an indication that that's where the Indian team are looking to play him.
So, looking at the performance that's happened today and looking at what Ajit Agarkar and Rohit Sharma said in the press conference, do you think that Sanju is not an automatic starter in the 11 and I think Rishabh Pant is going to play?
No, I don't know. I think they've left it very open-ended. The fact that he has said he can bat anywhere means he's at the very least in contention. It's not sealed in Pant's favour. Having said that, I think he'd need to ensure his form doesn't taper and that this is a one-off. Because we know with Sanju Samson, he's the easiest player to drop. We've taken you in the squad, Sanju, thrown you a bone, no problem. You won't get to play.
For me, I think that the press conference stated that most likely the dice is going in favour of Rishabh Pant.
Okay.
What
Also,
statement?
The statement that yes, Pant can bat at number 5,
5.
but Sanju can bat anywhere. In the case of Sanju, it's left open-ended, open to speculation. But with Pant, he assigned a specific batting slot. When that happens, and Rishabh Pant, we all know that he and Shivam Dube most likely are the only guys who come on the basis of proper IPL form.
yeah. Dube, to be
Dube
fair,
50-50.
yeah, because he did have some good T20 eye knocks as well.
Eyes, okay? But you may say Rishabh Pant safely just on IPL form has made it back into the Indian cricket team.
100%.
Now he's assigned a batting slot to number 5. And mostly you're looking at your wicketkeeper bat to be in that position, 5 or 6. Hardik can be interchangeable. He can be number 5 or he can be number 6. The press conference gave me an indication that perhaps Rishabh is your definite starter. Sanju, if need be, if Rishabh doesn't perform in 3-4 games, Sanju might slot in. Because he can't bat at 3. And when was the last time Sanju batted in the T20s in the West Indies? Did he bat at number 5-6?
No, he was mostly batting at the top of the order, if memory serves me right.
Now that might go against Sanju. I feel that looking at the way, okay, the ball, if you look at it in the West Indies, there'll be a bit of early movement, there might be some bounce, it might get slower because it's a day game. All are day games in the West Indies. With this kind of a wicket and with Sanju not able to apply the full acceleration, do I see him start? I don't think so. And this knock, I mean, that technical deficiency was yet again imposed. I mean, you saw how Wanindu exposed that. The googly coming in and he was gone all over. Today that in-swinger coming in.
But that was also a very good ball. I think
It was a super ball.
We're all reading a little too much into what Sanju did because again, a Butler also struggled.
Yeah.
And I would, if you ask me personally, I'd still be backing a Sanju because I know he can bat anywhere. As you said, that if you need to float him up or down, he can manage it. I want a player like that in the team. Plus, I think if you're going by pure form, he definitely deserves it ahead of Pant, but we know what's probably happening.
Yeah.
We know what's probably happening.
With the case of Yashasvi, sure shot that he's going to open at the top and Virat will bat at number 3.
Yeah, I think so. Because if you're looking at it, we did see what even Rohit said. He said that, the way our top order scores, no problems with that.
Yeah.
It's the middle overs where we wanted a hitter, which suggests that Dube is definitely going to be playing. Already we had our suspicions, but he's definitely going to be there. And if he's talking about the scoring at the top being good, and Jaiswal is one of the key reasons why that has been the case in T20I cricket ever since you've gone that direction, where you'd be batting Jaiswal and Gill together, or sometimes Jaiswal and even Kishan together. You would more often than not, at least they wouldn't die wondering. So you would get explosive starts. So that is definitely an advantage you get with a Yashasvi there. And he has to be starting at this one because again, also left-hander at the top of the order.
You're potentially playing 3 left-handers. Because if you get a Pant, if you get in a Dube, plus with a Yashasvi,
Jadeja
or
Akshar,
4 left-handers
out
in
of
the
the
top
8.
7.
Out of the 8.
But Jadeja, Akshar together, I don't think.
No, Jadeja or Akshar, one of them.
Yeah. See, Yashasvi for me has to start. It's a no-brainer. In the T20 World Cup, if you want India to get those fast starts, Yashasvi, no-brainer has to start.
Yeah.
But then we have seen in the case of a no-brainer, the shock that we got, the jolt that we got when Rinku Singh was omitted. We all thought it's a no-brainer. Rinku makes it as the
Eyes closed.
as the first out of the 3 certain names in the Indian cricket team 11, not even the squad, the 11. But we've seen Rinku just not making it today. And for me, Jaiswal will be that X factor. Because we have seen whenever there is a left-hander who comes in for the Indian cricket team, they have always done well. Just ask a Shikhar Dhawan. He was Mr. ICC for a reason.
Yeah.
Just ask a Gautam Gambhir. Just ask a Yuvraj Singh.
Suresh Raina.
They were Mr. ICCs for a reason. Impact, clutch, pressure. They handled it better. And Jaiswal seems to have a very cool head on his shoulders. Yes, he got out in a very unfortunate way. It was an inopportune time that he got out. But he was trying to up the ante.
And he got out doing his job.
Exactly.
At this point, I'm not blaming, let's say, RR losing on what Jaiswal and Parag did. They laid a foundation.
Situation demanded that. He already had those runs to be able to go. The only thing with you, and that's what Shane and I was discussing, when you play these shots in this format of the game, if it comes off, you look like a genius. If it doesn't, you look like a fool. But that's the risk you live by and play by.
Exactly. And you have to write it off when it happens like this. You can't just...
Take some of the Surya dismissals, At times you're like, what is this guy doing, this and that? But boss, with the same months to appreciate when he goes down on one knee and plays the ball over his head and that of the keeper. Yeah. So those are impossible shots they were unthinkable shots at one point. And these days, yes, batters will do. That these days, batters try and be as 360 as possible. Not everyone can be. So what they do is they try to make the most out of the movements at the crease. They try to enjoy as much as they can over there, and whatever tweaks that they can do with their, be it with their guard, be it with their, them just changing their positions when the ball is just about to be bowled. So you have to give it to the batters. It's down to innovation.
It's down to innovation. So we have discussed 2 of our India stars. And we are saying that Jaiswal is a definite starter. Sanju, maybe not. UZ Chahal.
Listen, UZ Chahal, we know for a fact, was not even anywhere near the squad. Okay, because if you had to take a second spinner, we were all debating whether it would be an all-rounder in Akshar or would it be a pure wrist spinner in Bishnoi. In the end, both have, you've got 4 spinners. Bishnoi doesn't make it, but Chahal is back. And what that tells me is that I'm pretty sure that Rohit Sharma had a hand in that. Yeah. And particularly a UC, because he did say, I wanted 4 spinners.
Yes.
He said very clearly, that was on my insistence. Yeah. I wanted 4 spinners for a reason. What that reason is, I'll tell you when we get there.
Exactly.
But the reason was there. And that being said, he's followed it up. And actually with UC, his form has tapered. Since getting that 200th wicket. Who was it against? I'm trying to remember.
Was it KKR?
No. It was the match after that.
Wait, we can have a look at it. But yeah, 2 consecutive games now, I think he's gone
wicketless and actually gotten tonked for runs. It's concerning.
Just go to the schedule, Indian Premier League, click on that and go to the schedule.
Yeah, because if you're looking at
to just RR, Rajasthan Royals.
If you're looking at it, his entire MO,
Rajasthan Royals.
Okay, so go down. I'll tell you which match it was. See, it was the LSG
game.
Yeah, both matches really he didn't get a wicket and was pretty expensive. So that's the worrying sign really. See, 41 no wickets.
That were
now exactly, and 52 no wickets. So
no,
62. 62. Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, he's been expensive last 2 games, not gotten a wicket.
Okay. Justice for Rinku Singh, we all are saying yes, he should have gotten justice. Should we trend justice for Ravi Bishnoi?
No, I think, I understand the reasoning behind it, but the thing with Bishnoi is, whilst I appreciate what it is he's done, there's also a bit of a one-dimensionality to him. That's the thing. Of course, he would be feeling hard done by, and I understand why, because he's performed well for India. But the difference between him and many others is that the chance is still there.
Bishnoi is good. See, the one-dimensional aspect you're talking about, yes, he overdoes the googly. He overdoes the googly, that is one thing that you know by now. The other thing being, see, who's he lost his spot to? A UZ Chahal.
Exactly.
So there's really not much you can, if you're really deliberating as to why a UZ has been picked ahead of of a Bishnoi, I think you're splitting hairs then.
Yeah, because again, with Yuzi also comes in with a bit of sympathy factor in the sense that he's the guy who's made it to 2 squads. Oh, sorry, 21 he wasn't even in the squad.
22
he was in the
bench.
squad and on the bench throughout.
Yeah.
And you keep thinking, what the hell does this guy have to do to get picked in a World Cup squad and a playing 11? So again, he gets to make it. He's not going to be the first choice starter for sure because Kuldeep will be that person. He might start a few games here or there when they need extra options.
Although Rohit in the press conference today stated that looking at the opposition and also looking at the condition, they are open to playing the Kulcha duo.
Yeah,
Also.
they are. But
They are open to playing the Kulchan duo along with the
To left arm duo, any kind of
basically 3 spinners at one point you can look at, and that only means you could play with, then you will only have the option of playing with 2 seamers and a Hardik Pandya.
But I am rather wondering, okay, is this a kind of punt or gamble that Rohit is like, जैसे there's a कहावत in अंधेरे में तीर मारना.
You're saying mind games?
Yeah,
Is this mind games from Rohit?
This is June, okay, we are going to see the T20 World Cup in the West Indies in June, which is normally the most freshest period there where the pitches are. Whenever you've seen them, you traditionally play around July, August, September. That is the period you play in the West Indies, where there'll be a lot of wear and tear, there'll be all of these things. India played, correct me if I am wrong, we played in July, right? In the West Indies series where we played 2 tests, 3 ODIs and 5 T20Is. I think it was July, August if I am not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay. Every time India has gone there, it's been in July, August and they have struggled. The last time in 2010, we went in June. The pitches there offered some bounce, it offered pace. The only exception this time is New York. It's a level playing field because New York and if you look at, no one's played there.
It's the unknown.
Lauderhill, you've seen it being flat, slow, sluggish.
everything in between.
Everything in between. You played twice in Barbados. You lost 1 game there, but you won the other. And that was a low scoring game which had pace, bounce. But this Barbados deck had a lot of spin. Antigua and St. Lucia have always been flat. So power hitting will be good there. Is Rohit betting on the fact that this time all the pitches are going to be slow?
Because I think the logic would be is that these are all day matches they are playing. They're not day-nighters. So maybe he expects that with the sun beating down, they will slow down. Again, this is something you'll only know.
Conjecture.
Yeah, once we reach the tournament time. At this point, we can debate about it till the cows come home, but it won't really matter.
Thank God, it's all in the day. Otherwise, 6 a.m. for a night game in the West Indies. 6 a.m. it begins. Some games are 6 a.m.
I'd take a 6 a.m. over these timings, honestly.
Yeah, but West Indies, see, 8 p.m. start for India, which means it's 10 a.m. there. So luckily, if you have to look at it, there will be no dew, and all the teams, when you look at it, I am just saying it's a level playing field at this point. So in that sense, good luck.
By the way, a quick word on somebody who was there in the mix, one can say, because there are certain experts who wanted him in the squad. T. Natarajan, he's your new purple cap holder.
Oh yes.
Wait, to be fair,
isn't he level with Bumrah?
No, he's gone past him. He was on
He was on
13.
13.
So he's picked up 2 now today.
He picked up 2 or 1?
So he's gone to,
Oh yeah, just check that.
No.
it's not updated.
No, just go and check the scorecard.
Scorecard, yeah,
That's
just
the best way to know.
Yeah.
Just check the score. I thought he picked only 1 wicket, if I'm not mistaken. Go down. Oh no, he did take 2. Yes, he is on 15. You're
That
right.
means he's the purple cap holder.
No, but no. Where was he? Was not even in the scheme of things in the.
There were 2 experts who wanted him in the 15. So see, because to say that these performances weren't taken into account, you're wrong in assuming that, because if it weren't the case, then you wouldn't have had a Khalil Ahmed and Avesh Khan in the reserves. So clearly there was something we looked at. Maybe unfortunate, but or maybe the pick was one between a T. Natarajan or a Khalil. Or a Khalil, because you were only looking at one reserve left arm bowler.
However,
but Natarajan's been good. Not just today, the overall tournament. Perhaps you would say the last couple of weeks have been better for him than the start of the tournament, where there were some good performances mixed with some ordinary ones as well. And who knows if things could have been different. But Khalil, because he comes in with a bit of Indian experience, a little more than that of Natarajan.
You'd remember mostly only played during that
Australia series, exactly.
Plus, I think injury, it was a chronic knee injury that didn't help him, and that pushed him way into the sidelines of the Indian cricket team. As they say, if you are not seen more, you will not be done. So that's why. Let's take some.
Small. I think there's one over that. Is that the one?
It's just a.
Oh, let me just see it. I just want to see what it is.
Yeah, just go up.
Go up. Balu from the US is saying whatever. Oh, thank you for the love, Balu.
Thank you so much, Balu, for all this.
Sharan Vinagota says, what do you guys think of Nitish Reddy, man? I really want to see this guy continue performing the way he does for at least another season, because then, listen, seriously, you are crying out for a person who can tonk the ball and also give you a little bit of medium pace.
You found your replacement in a Hardik Pandya then.
Yeah, long-term replacement.
And what a gun fielder, man. He's so quick across the outfield, Nitish Reddy.
I mean, he's someone who's more often than not fielding on the boundary rows because he covers ground that effortlessly.
I remember it was a couple of matches back where he was chasing the ball. It was firstly not difficult to judge who was chasing the ball, because at times the camera angle search you're not able to judge, but the agility, his physique search, he looks like such an athlete. He put in that effort and we're like, yeah, what a fielder, committed, phenomenal, making good use of his body, and he looks like a very exciting prospect.
He is, and one hopes that he can sustain the next 2 to 3 seasons.
Clean hitter of the ball.
Aman Bhatnagar says, can someone please explain what exactly has happened to players after being selected for the World Cup? First Rohit Sky, Pandya, then Jaddu Dubey, today Chahal, Samson, even Jaiswal got dropped for one good point. So please explain. Aman, no pressure, no?
Now that it's been selected, nothing, no pressure indeed. Sarthak Arya.
Yeah, he's pointing out those performances.
Yeah, it's the same.
I mean, we've already gone through a lot of this, but let's go over the RR ones, because you've got a Sanju, duck of 3 balls, the bowlers, Arshdeep 52, Yuzi 62. Blessing in disguise, lower the expectations, better the results. Sarthak, one would hope.
But out of all of this, only Yashasvi Jaiswal has got a 67. And I think on Saturday when Virat bats, let's see how that happens against GT at Chinnaswamy.
Ashish Dar says India should not play with same team throughout T20 World Cup. With video analysis, some tweaks in lower middle order and bowlers can be done. But what tweaks? What lower middle order? That's my real question.
And Ashish Dar, I'm sorry, then you're just pandering to the gallery.
Then you're just chopping and changing for the sake of it.
For the sake of it. A successful team plays with very minimal changes.
Exactly. We've seen that, by the way, even the two teams that are on top of the IPL table right now, and dare I say even the team in 3rd and 4th. Lucknow, by the way, no, Lucknow are not 3rd now.
Lucknow
are 3rd.
Yeah,
would be
so
3rd,
Lucknow made a few chops and changes, but other than that, SRH, KKR, RR have all had a very, very settled core. You know who's playing more often.
Now you know why CSK is number 5. They've had too many changes.
See, some of them were forced.
Yeah. And now CSK's trouble time is actually beginning.
Yeah.
Because
no Patarana,
no Fizz.
See, Fizz is coming to. Fizz is gone. He's done. Yeah. Now you're not going to have a Patarana or a Thikshana for a couple of games, which means you're threadbare as far as foreign players are concerned.
Nikhil's favorite
Santner comes in.
Yeah.
Anyway, take some of the other comments as well. We'll take those before winding up for
what has been a very
chaotic day, you can say, very action-packed day. Mayank Badan says, imagine if Yashasvi plays that shot while playing for India in that situation. Still remember how Rohit reacted in the test match when he played that shot on Bashir and Anderson caught it at short. And man, I understand your point. It's a point well taken because people will react poorly. But I think we have to reach that point where we give that concession saying, listen, he's a maverick. You have to let him play like that sometimes. The match situation was such that if it happens even for India, I'm not blaming him, because 27 of 18 was your batters need to be getting you home from there. I don't care.
But yeah, Mayank Madan, I can understand. See, if you look at, you have to look at a holistic picture first, okay? Rohit Sharma, that shot in the 19 November final, it was a bad shot.
No.
See, he went for a good shot. Actually, more so than anything else, it was a really good catch.
Really
he went for the shot.
But then see,
that was
6 was a hit.
The way Rohit operated the entire, all of those games was just in 6th year.
Plus also you have to remember in T20s, there's no such thing as responsible hitting. You hit.
You smash it or you go home.
And if India are going to indeed be playing with 8 batters, as is our suspicion, then there is no excuse whatsoever for anyone. I repeat those lines, no excuse whatsoever for anyone to be tuk-tuking the ball around. You hit out or get out. Or forget about it.
Yeah. So you can take one more.
Harish?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Harish Selvaraj says that every time CSK is on the losing side, I pray that RR win, but somehow SRH manages to win today. Anyway, kudos to SRH Pacers, especially Nattu setting stage and Bhuvi finishing in style. Absolutely. Did a very, very good job there.
Didn't have a lot of runs, Bhuvi, to defend, but 13 in all. Just gets the job done. We've seen players botch it up.
One ball. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it brought back memories of 16
when he was bowling like a beast in the death.
Yes.
Well,
Okay,
so
go up a bit, Vavan. Just the last one question we'll take if there's any.
further
Up.
Keep going.
This you have taken.
Yeah.
Piyush Nandre. After SRH win, it's almost clear everybody will leave on 21st May for World Cup except Sanju, Yashasvi and Chahal. Yeah, I mean, see, there were two batches. I mean, 21st
will be the players who are knocked out.
and along they'll be accompanied by the backroom staff
The
and
coaches,
Dravid.
yeah.
Yes. 26th, after the end of the IPL, immediately you'll be going to the USA and the West Indies accordingly. So, mostly yes, Rohit, Virat looks like
See,
it.
all your 4 players from Mumbai will go early as things stand.
If they lose tomorrow to KKR.
Yes, there are 3 players, of course, and maybe these will be the only 3 players, RR players then, because given SRH, KKR, if these
And
teams,
even
LSG, if either of these teams are to be in the final and they look like to be the other 3 teams in the top 4, they don't have anyone.
Exactly.
They don't have any other.
You could
Delhi have 3 players, CSK have 2 players.
Maybe if they get to the playoffs, then maybe Shivam Dubey and Ravindra Jadeja may also leave on the 26th.
Yeah.
That's so 5 players. Piyush, I would include another 2. But if CSK lose to PBKs,
And 21st.
then 21st.
Then alright. So it's been an action-packed. Oh, we have another one. Lagavulin. I really don't know how to pronounce that.
Lagavulin speaks.
What win probability would you guys give India in the T20 World Cup? Jesus, that's a tough question.
If you had asked Rohit today, he would have said, मैं बाद में बताऊंगा.
Yeah. I think बहुत time है अभी 5th के लिए.
I know. Can we give it on the 5th year, Lagavulin?
I'll give a 20% chance at best.
I'll give a 10%.
I'm being generous by saying 20.
I'll just pick the average, 15.
20, 10, 15. So, Sports Today's 3 members combined have given 45% chances combined.
Yeah, that's
That's
combined
out of 300.
300.
If you're putting it that way.
45 out of 300. Wow.
But maybe not now. Well, this is just casual at the moment. As we build up.
Casual है.
Thoda casual.
Yeah, when 5th of June comes, let's see what happens then.
Actually, more than anything else, it'll be what happens on 9th June.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We know that's the one really competitive match you'll be facing.
Yeah.
One tricky encounter, if you want to say, in Ireland.
No,
Tricky.
tricky.
See, it was tricky.
Team were thumping Ireland.
I understand last year those few games that we played, a couple of them were tricky, but that was a B-string team playing in Ireland.
I mean, Ireland and the West Indies, they do have a good record there.
Let's see.
Because see, 2007 they went to the Super 8s. Then they drew a series
Yeah,
and won against
2007
them.
was a very freaky World Cup.
Both India, Pakistan going very early on in that. So, yep. Shall we call it a night, gentlemen?
Yes,
After what's
we've
been
seen
a
what-
very long day.
Oof, after you can check out all the videos that we have done on the PC separately. We had a build up, we had the PC, we then had an analysis, then all 3 of us have done separate bits of.
Go and check all that out.
Okay, there's one more. We'll take the last one.
Krish Yadav says, go a little down, I can't read the entirety of the comment, that Virat replied to KP, Anushka replied to Sunnyji, now on strike rate. I think he can't take the through. He was the captain of RCB and he left Raidu. Okay. See, him leaving Raidu has nothing to do with him being RCB captain.
I know.
That was just chopping and changing of the time.
And that was the heights of horses for courses. So, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Today, finally, all the thing related to the Indian T20 World Cup selections over. You got the answers. Now back the team until
Whenever.
June 30th.
Wherever.
Yeah.
Yes, you saw a few half centuries from the batters, and you saw the tournament hit the half century as well. 50 matches
50
done
matches
and done.
and tomorrow is big day because
Oh, boy.
MI versus KKR and Shane. I know that the joke was KKR always start with -4, but now it's not the case anymore.
Considering how MI is playing, sure, but I'm still a little nervous. Anyway.
Of course. So tomorrow join us for MI versus KKR. It's been a very hectic day, but thank you so much for joining us, folks.
And keeping us company.
Yep, and tap that bell icon so that when we go live, don't forget we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well.
Vadakam, Nandri, good night, Sat Sri Akal, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair, everything in between. Eat your veggies and
don't trouble your mother.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.